Let's give it up for Dr. Annie Capitelli.
I like to talk about how I use the ketogenic diet in practice. How do I use it with my patients? And of course, obviously, we're not using the ketogenic diet to treat, but it's always a foundation. I really want to start by touching on autoimmune, the microbiome, and cognition. With autoimmune disease, it actually shortens the patient's lifespan by about 8 years. What we're finding is it's kind of your immune system gone wild, and it's really leading to systemic inflammation. And when we talk about systemic inflammation, it's not inflammation where I hit my wrist and it's swollen. It's that systemic inflammation that we can't see. So an anti-inflammatory diet is the keto diet, which essentially eliminates a lot of those food allergens. So ketones can actually encourage the body's production of antioxidants, and we need those antioxidants to manage inflammation and stress. Because stress is creating these little free radicals that are particles that are created that go around, they damage our cells and our DNA. So we need to catch those so that they can't create that harm, and that's what antioxidants do. We know that about 80 to 90% of our immune system comes from the gut. They call our gut the second brain. We know there's a gut-brain connection. Our gut microbiome has been linked to anxiety, to depression. So we know that the role of our gut microbiome is essential. And what they found is that the ketogenic diet and the presence of beta-hydroxybutyrate can actually increase the abundance of beneficial gut microbiome and can actually decrease pro-inflammatory bacteria in the gut.
Yeah. How's everybody doing? I'd like to bring you guys a little bit of education before we just jump right on there. If you guys missed that in the very beginning, make sure you always go back and watch some of these videos from the very beginning, because there's a lot of great info in there. And listen, it's coming straight from doctors, researchers, scientists. A lot of times you guys hear me telling you about my experience and the things that we go through. The fact of the matter is,
I'm on the screen.
There's science and everything behind what we talk about here. So first and foremost, happy 4th of July. If you guys are tuning in, let me know where you're tuning in from, please, and what your weather's like out there today. It's pretty beautiful here today. I would say it's probably about mid-80s right now. I assume that's going to get fired up pretty good and probably get into the mid-90s. I don't know. I don't watch the news. I can't really tell you what the weather's going to do. I kind of consider the part of the news is the weather, right? I just kind of go outside, look at it, and see what's going to do. Because listen, if it's going to rain, it's going to rain. If it's not, it's not, right? So I don't really necessarily always need somebody to tell me what the weather's going to be today, but it's just me. So happy 4th of July, happy Independence Day. Hopefully you guys are going to be safe out there today. Hopefully you guys are gathering. I'm encouraging it at this point, like get with family, get with people, love on them. We need some of that right now. Be mindful, be safe, however you feel about masks and everything else that's going on out there right now, just do your part, do the best you can. That doesn't mean inside the house be wearing masks and all that stuff. Take your best judgment and run with it. But I can tell you what we're doing today is we're going to hit probably, I don't know, maybe at least a 10-mile run today. Might get a little bit more in, 20. She's going to bike, I'm going to run, and first we got to go swap out a bike. Got a little bike trouble, so we got to go drop that, get back in and on it. If you guys are catching us on the replay, please drop down replay. Because I always like to come back and say hi to the people that are watching the replay. If you guys are catching us live, you can drop a 1 down below. But please also just tell me where you're coming in from, because I really, really am passionate about the global conversation that we have here and the global reach that this platform has, right? And the platforms that we're utilizing right now, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. We're streaming on a bunch of different platforms, and the greatest thing about that is we get to just spread positivity. We get to bring something to people's lives that maybe they're lacking at the moment with the unprecedented times that we're in. things are tough, right? Things are really tough for a lot of people. And before you know it, things can creep in on you and kind of get you down a little bit, get you in maybe what you would consider a depressed state, right? You're not feeling so good. In the full transparency, I've been feeling that way a little bit myself. That's why I started this 100-day run. That's why I started these 10-day sprints, because I needed to help myself accountable. I needed to get myself out there, and I needed to just get on it, right? And that's what I'm doing. So that's where I'm at. And if you guys want to join in and you want to know anything about the 100-day runs and the 10-day sprints that I'm doing, creating a Facebook group out of that. I just finished one of my 10-day sprints. The last day, I did a 14-mile run. Started out at 2 miles, built it up to 14 miles within that 10 days. And I'm just going to keep going, right? Changing my diet around a little bit, shifting some things. We're going to go a little bit more towards the keto style. What I mean by that is we're going to keep track of weighing our food, and we're going to dial it in and do the things.
Guys, sorry, I'm in my PJs. This is my PJs, my bathrobe.
Sorry, guys, too. For you guys that don't know me, Vaughn Hendricks, Keto Jesus, and I'm with the amazing
Daniela Llanes, messy hair. And I think I have some makeup on my eyes.
Your favorite keto coach. That's how she rolls out of bed, in case you didn't know. Now you know, full transparency. We don't hide anything.
We're not supposed to do this video yet.
We're always supposed to do the video. When something tells you not to do the video, you double down and do the video, because that means there's certain things trying to come into your life that is trying to hold you back from doing good. So I promise you this, the evil, the devil, whatever you want to call it, does not want you to help others, does not want you to persevere, does not want you to thrive, does not want you to share something with somebody that they may need, that may take them out of a dark place. What's up, Travis?
I think I also perfected this keto waffle, because look at this. I'm going to show you guys first. You see the little spaces? Look at this. Looks really good, Trev.
Straight keto waffle. Amazing. It's got some protein in it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we got protein in there. Tell them what it's made with. Don't just tell them it's a keto waffle.
Yes, 6 eggs. That's a lot of eggs. You don't need to eat eggs anymore.
6 eggs.
6 eggs. I didn't have cream cheese, so I used labneh.
Yeah, this is really good. Cream cheese is good too, but this is really good. Labneh?
Mm-hmm. I use that. I use protein powder. I use a little bit of coconut flour and a little bit of almond flour.
Better choices, guys. That's what this is really about.
And a few drops of vanilla extract. And that's it.
That's what this is about, is better choices, right? We're not telling you got to follow any specific diet or what you have to do, right? Because the quickest way for you to fail is for me to tell you, you can't have this, you can't have this, you can't have this, you can't do that, you can't do that, but you got to do this and you got to do that. And you're going to be like, well, that doesn't sound fun. I'm not going to do that. Like, Independence Day, 4th of July. Nope, you can't go to a barbecue, you can't drink beers, you can't do this, you can't do that, right?
Some people want to be told to not do this, not that.
If you guys want to be told that, let me know. I can get straight down and tell you whatever you want me to tell you. I can get military style.
Like that.
And we all need it. There's a difference between what we need and what we want, right? But if we can all just start to make better choices, if we can make small shifts, if we can swap this for that's going to make it better, that's going to create the shift in your life, like the exogenous ketones that we utilize, like that made the shift in my life, that opened up a new lifestyle for me, that opened up what is this ketogenic diet thing, right? I didn't know anything about that. I was always on, I've been an athlete my whole life, so I've always been on carb loading, eating every 2-3 hours. I used to pack my lunches with tuna and all kinds of crazy stuff, chicken breast, and like eat every 2 hours. Like I was doing crazy stuff, right? Like for me back in those days, eating was a second job. And, I had enough going on in life where I didn't need to make eating another job. So with that being said, I found this lifestyle, and at the same time, I was going through some things where I needed a small surgery on my back, and I wasn't doing great, feeling good, and I found this, and things started to shift. I started to make huge shifts, by the way. And I put down here, what are you guys thankful for today? I'm thankful for our independence, first and foremost, right? I'm thankful for, having the independence that we have. And I just want to make sure that everybody understands out there with all the stuff going on in the world, we still live in the greatest country ever, right? Like, this is it, right? Like,
even if it doesn't feel like we have so much freedom right now, because right now is such a tough time where you have to be wearing a mask and you have to do certain things a certain way. Like the beach is not going to be open. Just because of those things, I understand that you could feel repressed or oppressed because we're used to doing whatever we feel like. Like, if I want to go to the beach, I want to go to the beach. And that is a normal feeling to have. And then if they tell you, no, you can't go, it's going to be closed, you're going to feel like, what is going on? I don't have any freedom. I lost my independence. So because of those reasons, that's why we need to be grateful that we have it in the first place, right?
Absolutely. But then again, I would also say, let's be mindful and be careful, because we found out here in the last 90 days, as quick as we got these freedoms, they can be taken away from us too, right? So we need to be mindful of the things that are going on around us, and not fearful, but we also need to understand that it can be taken away at a moment, right? Like, how many guys lost jobs out there? Did you ever think, I thought back to this the other day, I said, I never thought in my lifetime, or any time, even beyond my lifetime, that we would ever get to a point where we were told we have to stay indoors, you can't go anywhere. Like, that's it, you can't. Now, you have to wear a mask everywhere you go. My point with all that saying is, there's been many of our family members, many people out there that have fought for these freedoms, right? That continue to fight every day for these freedoms. And we want to, give them thanks and give the family thanks for putting up and suffering through the times that, maybe loss of family members during these battles and times, right? But we also need to be very careful on how we tread on certain waters, because the fact of the matter is, like, we've seen things that I never thought we would ever be seeing. So who knows what's next? This too shall pass, but what's on the other side of it? It's all mindset. So what are you grateful for? I'm grateful for my independence. I'm grateful to have a roof over my head. I'm grateful for the small things. I'm grateful for the flowers on my cactus this morning that God gives us the gifts to be able to see. The birds that I hear chirping, the water that I have that's hot that I get to take a shower in, the kitchen that I'm standing in today, the amazing, beautiful Danieliana's back here for being a rock, being somebody to lean on in tough times. Because listen, we all need that, because there's certain times and places where things just don't feel right, where we're just not in the right spot. And I say it each and every day. First and foremost, I'm thankful for God to give me the breath that He gives me each and every day. That's the key. Like, I am thankful that my feet hit the floor. And that's the first thing that I am thankful for. That my eyes popped open, and my feet hit the floor. As long as that's going on, we tend to get caught up in the things that we don't have, right? We tend to get caught up in, I need more. And it happens to all of us. I mean, I could tell you, to me, it's happened for me too, right? And sometimes we want instant gratification. We want these things to happen, like, now. And the fact of the matter is, in my life, when I try to force things, when I go out there and I'm like, it's not that I don't do the work, right? Because we always got to walk the walk. We always got to continue to do the work. But the fact of the matter is when you get anxious and you try to push too hard, I always get reminded that I'm not strong enough. It's not my flesh. It's not. It's God that works through me. And I need to sit still sometimes and listen and allow him to do the work and allow him to align the things that are going to be aligned. Sometimes when I push too hard, I lose focus, right? I think I'm getting more focused because I'm pushing harder, and I think I'm going in the right direction, right? But a lot of times I find I'm spinning my wheels and nothing's happening. And then when I catch that realization and I look at my prayer cards around and I see the things and be still and God will take care of, you and everything that needs to be done around you. Like, the thing is, like, I slow down and things start to fall in place. I muffle the noise around me. Muffle the noise around you. Muffle the noise that's going on in life around you today. Be positive. Carry positive energy everywhere you go. Your energy exudes on other people. So if you go out with negative energy, you're going to not only give negative energy, you're going to get negative energy back. Have you ever been out and you just think like, bad things are happening to you all day long. You can't understand it. Like, why is this happening? I got a flat tire, and now I got this, and now I got that, and this person's arguing with me, and da-da-da-da-da. Like, have you ever, we've had those moments in those days, right? What I would say is go back and think about how you started that day. Think about how you woke up that morning, because 9 times out of 10, the fact of the matter is, the way you wake up, if you don't win your mornings, you're not going to win your day, right? Winning your mornings is winning your day. And when I say that, for me, like, and for everybody, I'm 100% a big believer in when you get up, do some movement. Get some movement in. I don't care what it is. Doesn't mean you have to go to the gym. You can go for a brisk walk. You can go do some jumping jacks. You can do something. Do something. You have to get, I like fasted movement. So I haven't eaten any breakfast. I don't do anything. I just get up. Maybe I do 15, 20, 50 push-ups. You know what I mean? I do some jumping jacks. I do different things of that nature. And it gets my mind going. This is the biggest tool you have right here, guys. This right here controls everything. When I go on the 10, 15, 20 mile run today, it's not going to be my legs that are carrying me through it. It's going to be my mind that carries me through it. My legs are going to do whatever my mind says do, right? So I'm not going to stop because my legs got tired. If I stop, it's because my mind got weak, right? Don't let your mind get weak. You need to utilize that. Your mind is everything. So, and I'm going to say this too. How you fuel your mind is everything, right? What are you taking in during the days? What are you eating during the days? How are you taking care of yourself? What is the fuel source that you're fueling with?
And compete against yourself.
That's it.
Don't
Only
compete
yourself.
against anyone else. Just remember what you did yesterday and think and be like, you know what? I can do better than I did yesterday. And that's what I always done my whole entire life. I always competed with myself. And I always got great results because I always wanted more the next day. I wasn't satisfied with just doing the same that I did yesterday. And I know that Bonnie's the same way. So that's why we are such a good team.
Yeah. And nobody cares how you start. They won't remember how you start, right? Nobody's going to remember how you started. What they'll remember is how you finish, right? Where's my football fans out there, right? Like, who likes football? And like, how did Dan Marino finish, right? Everybody remembers how he finished, but they don't remember how he started, right? They remember how he finished, which was garbage, right? Like, he was just he had nothing left in the tank, right? So the fact of the matter is that's what people remember. So equate that to anything that you want to equate it to. But the fact of the matter is, going out on top, there's something to be said about that. You're only as good as your last mile. So if I go out here and I run 15 miles today, and I start out and I'm running a 10-minute mile. By the time I get done, if I'm walking and running a 25-minute mile, did I better myself? No. I'm going to be better
But it
on
all
my...
depends on how you see it.
I'm gonna be, for me, I'm telling you how I see it. I'm gonna be better on my last mile than the first mile I started. That's just my mentality, and that's who I am. I'm not gonna waver on that. I want more. I don't know about you guys, but I want more. God wants me to thrive. God wants you to thrive. He doesn't want you just to survive. He doesn't want you just to live through this physical being that you're in, right? There's eternal life after this. He wants you to thrive through this time. What does that mean? He wants you to be the best version of who he created, which is a masterpiece. But you guys have to dig deep sometimes and pull that out of you. I don't know if you're doing it or not. That would be up to you to know, right? Like, are you digging deep? Like when my time's up and God calls a ticket and he says, all right, here we go, let's go. You know, it brings me up there and I'm standing there and, you know, my biggest fear is, and I gave you all these tools right here. You had all these tools. You could have accomplished this, but you only did this and this. You didn't use half the tools I gave you, right? Like, think about that, you know? Like, think about that. Think about the day that you meet your maker. Think about it. And you go up there, and he goes, you didn't even tap into the first level of the tools I gave you, right? Like, I don't want that. I want to be the best version of who he created so I can give it my all. And for me, that means love one another. That means help one another. That means unite together. That means come together, be strong. There's power in numbers, guys. It's biblical. There's power in numbers. It just is what it is, right? What up, Jonathan? So the fact of the matter is, like, what's holding you back? What's holding you back from getting started? You know, and maybe you are being the best person, best version.
I'm sorry. I don't know.
What's the guy say?
I don't know.
The German guy.
Boom.
Yeah, but he says like,
Oh, I made a little mess.
made a little mess. So, yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. What are you grateful for? Like, truthfully, honestly, what are you grateful for? For you guys that just jumped on, you know, I said I'm grateful for our independence. It's Independence Day, right? It's the 4th of July. But we all need to be careful because we've also found out in the last 90 to 120 days how fast those kind of things can kind of be stripped from us, right?
Really messy.
You know, I want to thank everybody, all the veterans and everybody out there that kind of fight for our independence, right? They, you know, put us in the places that we are today. You know, and like I said, you know, what are you grateful for? Type it down in the chats, you know, trust the process. Hey, Doreen, how you doing? I'm in the gym, eyes are on the keto kitchen. Yeah.
I'm making a mess.
She's making a mess here in the keto kitchen. So my goal for me today is we're going to get out, we're going to crush it. We're going to go get Daniela's bike fixed. We're going to go return it and swap something out and do something. We're going to get back. And I'm going to do at least a 10-mile run today. I'm starting my 10-day sprints. If you guys want in on the 10-day sprints, let me know. What that means is just becoming a better version of yourself in 10 days. Whatever that means to you. Don't compare yourself with me. Your only competition is you. Don't think you got to come out and run 15 miles than me. You know, run whatever it is, walk whatever it is, right? Like, I'm on a 100-day run, meaning that within 100 days I plan on bettering myself. I'm never going to be the best version of myself because once I get to what I think is the best version of myself, I should be chasing the next version, you know, what should be better. And that's what I really truly believe. I believe as human, as you know, children of God, that we have more inside of us. No matter where you sit today, no matter if you're on top of the world,
Look at this beauty.
we have more to give. That's just the truth of the matter. Like, you have more. It's just a matter of if you want to dig deep enough to find it. That's up to you. But I would suggest this: find your tribe. Find somebody to connect with. Find people around you that are like-minded, that want more. You'll be able to hold each other accountable, right? So find those people, and if it's the 10-day sprint that you guys want to get in on, let me know. Hey, I want to see what's going on. I want to jump in, right? And there's no, it's not something you have to do, right? Like if you want to utilize exogenous ketones to fuel your body to feel better, to do better, be better, and feel better every day, amazing. We got that for you. If you don't, if you want to choose to use whatever energy drink out there or do whatever it is you're doing, it's up to you, as long as you're becoming better each and every day, right? Like maybe, the choices I've made, in the past, I wasn't making great choices, right? I found this product and I started to make better choices. I can tell you today, I'm one of the best versions of myself that I've ever been, and I still have more to do. But the fact of the matter is, like for me, alcohol wasn't good, right? I didn't, at the time, I'm not an alcoholic, right? But I was a binge drinker. Like, hey, when I get started, like on a 4th of July, something like today, this 4th of July is gonna look way different than any other 4th of July. Because like normally I would be somewhere hanging out with friends or people or whatever, and I'd be crushing a bottle of Tito's, right? Like the fact of the matter is I wouldn't stop, right? I would just keep going, because if you guys know and have heard anything about me, that's my mentality, right? Like my mentality is all in all the time. Like I want to crush every one of those waffles she just made because I'm all in. But with that being said, like I'm a better version of me. It's been over a year, close to a year and a half, probably a year and a couple months that I've even had an alcoholic drink. And it's not that I decided like, oh, I got a problem, I need to stop. I just didn't crave it anymore. I had more up here to conquer.
I also say why, because also who you associated with.
Absolutely. I say to my kids all the time, show me your 5 best friends and I'm going to show you your future, right? Because there's truth in that. You need to elevate your game. You need to raise your standards. You need to find higher level of people to be around, right? Like if your 5 friends are gutter trash and they're out there hanging on the streets at 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning doing negative things, I promise you this, no matter how good you are, you do that enough times, you're going to be caught up in it, right? Same thing with the rioting and things that are going on. You got people out there maybe doing these things that would not even be doing that on a normal scale, but yet it becomes pack mentality. What happens is they get out there, right? And all of a sudden, things start to get going. And you find adrenaline starts flowing. You find yourself in the middle of something that you would have never been doing in the past, but now you're doing it. It's because you're hanging around the wrong people. Like being, here and having the amazing Danielle Yanis. I mean, like, we just don't drink. Again, it's not something, and I just don't want it. Don't care for it. She doesn't drink. I don't drink. So what's gonna happen? Like, now, if I was hanging out with people that were like, hey, let's just go out and drink, right? What would happen? I would be drinking. It's just the fact of the matter. So be careful of who you hang out with. Select your friends wisely. Find some mentors. Find somebody to excel towards. It's out there. You guys can do this at any point in time. Hit the YouTube button, man. I love Ed Milet. I love Stephen Furtick when it comes to my sermons and things like that. When I'm watching stuff online. All that stuff. Hey, John, what's up, brother? All that stuff. Like, the fact of the matter is be positive each and every day. Every day you wake up, be positive. It's a mindset. Life is about perspective, right? And your perspective comes from your mind. And how you train your mind, how you wake up every morning. When you wake up with gratitude, when you wake up with that, like, it's it. No matter how many viewers, it doesn't matter. Like, It doesn't matter if here's what I say all the time. We have the keto kitchen that we have here, right? And when we're not in shutdown mode and doing this, we have people come over and we teach them. We cook for them and we teach them how to make simple swaps, right? Hey, change this for this and this is what you end up with. And sometimes there's one person that shows up and sometimes there's 50 people that show up. It doesn't matter the amount of people that are there, because the ones that are listening and hearing what you have to say is the ones that need it at the moment, if that makes sense, right? So like if there's only one person here, that person needs all of our energy at that moment in time. And we see it and find it all the time. If there's 50 people here, then there's enough energy going around that everybody's getting what they need. We've had pastors come in here that I didn't even know are pastors, are sitting here eating and doing things and pouring into other people on outside conversations. And I stand back and I look at the magic that's going on and I say, wow, how blessed are we? How blessed are we to be able to have this amazing platform, to be able to have this tool, to be able to give to others, to be able to create shifts in their lives, man. That's the truth of the matter. And yeah, man, you know, it's truly what it is, and I get just motivation is temporary, inspiration will last a lifetime, right? We need to inspire others to do more, be more. We need to inspire others to be better. Not just motivate them. Like, we can get motivation every morning. Click it on YouTube, right? And we need that. That's important too, right? Like, to get motivated, to get going. But what inspires you? What creates the fire inside your belly? You know, what gets you moving? Like, my creator is what fires me. Like, I know I'm here for the greater good. And to help one another. I know I'm here to help people. I know the gift he has given me is to be able to help others become the best version of who he created. But not only that, to be able to help them find their gift that they have inside of them. That way they can locate their purpose. And once you find your gift and you have that purpose, now it's game over, man. Now you crush it. You don't let anything stand in your way. And I promise you, when you find that and on your journey to finding that, you're going to find many things that try to come in and stop you. You're going to find negativity all around you. That's your resistance. You have to push through that resistance. If you stop at that resistance and let that resistance hold you back, that's the devil. That's the evil things trying to hold you down.
I want to fix my hair.
So I tell people out there in these circumstances, I say, listen, do lives, use these platforms and just bring positivity. I don't care what you're talking about. Be positive, smile. Somebody might just need to see your smile. It might need to see the energy you have and give that to others. Now share this out, right? Not just me. Don't share it out because I'm asking you to share it out. Share it out because it's positive. Share it out because it's something that somebody needs in their life at this particular moment in time. And then you do the same thing.
And show yourself as you are. You know, like, for example, we didn't plan to come on live, so I was not ready to come all made up or anything like that. And to be honest, when I saw my picture, I'm like, scary. But at the same time, this is me. This is how I wake up. This is a normal person just waking up in the morning. And I am not afraid to show that. Of course, this is not the best outfit to be on a live. But
yes, it is.
I do appreciate your presence, and your presence matters. And Bonnie's gonna be stuck eating like 1,000 waffles.
Let me tell you why it's the best outfit, right? I'm gonna tell you why what she's wearing is the best outfit, because like, how many of you guys wear the same thing? You get up the same way in the morning, right? Like, the fact of the matter is nobody's perfect. You know, nobody wakes up and just is like bright, shiny makeup and like, whoa, ready to go to a photo shoot, right? It doesn't happen that way. People portray it that way, right? And then all of a sudden, we start looking at ourselves like, well, why aren't I like that? Like, oh my gosh, we have negative thoughts about ourselves because of what we think others are doing. Like, when it comes to all these platforms, you're not getting the true what everybody is giving you out there. I'm as transparent as can be. I tell you guys all the time, whatever you need. He will show me
when I don't want to be showed.
Absolutely. And then I'll also say, listen, ask any questions whatsoever. and I'll answer them. I'm not afraid to answer any questions. I got nothing. I got one judge, guys. At the end of this whole thing, whatever we do here in this physical being, is going to be one judge at the end of it. We're all going to meet him, right? Like, you can't judge me. Take off your black robe, because let me tell you this: the ones that judge are throwing stones when they live in a glass house. The ones that sit out there and judge people and point fingers and do this and do that, I'm promising you right now, like, they live in a glass house. So, don't judge anybody. It's not your job to judge anybody. God tells you not to judge other people. Love on other people. Unite together and be the children of God that we are, and love one another. Amen. That's the key. And
Amen.
Give. How can we better serve you? That's what you should be asking each and every day. When you go out there and you are meeting people and things are going on, like, use that. How can we better serve you? Lead with a servant mentality. When you can do that, you're going to create shifts not only in your life, you're going to create shifts in your family's life, you're going to create shifts in people around you that you don't even realize you just created a shift in their life. You're going to come in their life for the moment that you're there, and you give them something, and you walk away and you don't even realize you just gave them something. Does that make sense? Like, you're going to come into certain people's lives at a certain point in time, and you're going to be there at the right place at the right time for the right reason, and you may not even know it at the moment, but you walk away and you could have gave that person exactly what they needed without saying a word. Without saying a word. Your energy could have been the thing that did it. So come close it out, baby.
Okay, guys, so I want to say that I appreciate you, and we both do, and we want to tell you to please be safe. Please take care of yourself. Don't overindulge in any way. Just be responsible, and show up every time that you can. Show up for your purpose, and always pursue it no matter what.
And if you guys need anything, let us know. Like, that's what we're here for.
Bonnie's getting a little bit contagious, messy hands. But I want to just tell you, just be happy, be you, show up as you are, and we'll be back throughout this weekend, or maybe later today.
We'll do that 10-mile run.
Hopefully with good hair.
I'm going to come back and be as sweaty as I can be and probably be falling out. If you guys caught my 14-mile run 2 days ago, I came back, and when I do that run, my mind gets going, right? Like, I get crazy, and I'm like,
It was kind of crazy.
I got things to say. I got stuff to say. So.
But guys, we love you. We appreciate you. And keto every day.
Keto every day.
Arrivederci.
See you guys.
Bye-bye. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.